Welcome to the new episode of Rohan Design District podcast series. My name is Michael Marish, and across the table is Ricardo Ramalho out of Gaggenau. He's a product and markets manager global for Gaggenau. So Ricardo, welcome.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me here. It's a great pleasure.
Okay, thank you for joining us. To start with, you could just tell us a little bit about Gaggenau, right? Because both about the brand and the town near Stuttgart that gave the company its name.
Yeah, I can tell you a little bit about it. It's Gaggenau, born in 1683, so more than 300 years ago, and it was really in the city named Gaggenau. It was. This city, it was really good, and for three things. One, it's the Black Forest, that it's really near to the Black Forest. The other one, have lots of water, and the iron, it was on the floor. So let's say it was very rich on iron. And that's why Gaggenau was created in the town of Gaggenau, because with the Black Forest, with the wood, we could do the fire. Then the iron, we can transform the iron with this fire. And after that, we can cool it down with the water. So, and the starting of in 1683 of Gaggenau, it was doing nails for the construction, let's say. And forging.
So it's pretty rich in resources.
Right? Yes. So it was really a company that born due to the resources of the region, and really to facilitate at that time the construction, because at that time it was not so much ironworks like these in larger scale, and it was Gaggenau doing these first big nails for the construction.
Yeah, but the company looks quite different than in the 17th century, right?
Yeah, then Gaggenau, with the time that is being around, have suffered lots of changes, and many changes during the wars, the world wars, during everything. It was really a company that changed a lot. And what we have today starts on the earlier 60s, 1916. And it was a transformation done by a name or a person called Bankley. And he changed completely the philosophy of the company. Even if we start many years ago doing these big range cookers that we call it today range cookers, mainly in the States, but it was the wooden cookers, also with heaters for the water on the houses. Also, if you go to many castles in Germany, all the heaters for the castle was done by Gaggenau. We were with the tradition of the enameling for many years. And with that, in the 60s, we transformed the company completely to the household appliances. And as Gaggenau always wanted to be different, we were the first ones to start the built-in appliances for the kitchen.
And what are the most important appliances that you sell these days?
So these days, it's the cavity category with ovens, combi steam ovens, combi microwave ovens, the warming or the culinary drawers, vacuuming drawers, and so on are the core products. And the second core products, it's the cooling appliances with the big and very iconic products.
Well, Gaggenau is also very active here on the Czech market. Can you just tell us a little bit about how well the brand is doing here?
Maybe I will start worldwide. In worldwide, let's say that Gaggenau is performing quite well as a luxury brand. And we are only focused on the luxury market. But our target, it's never the mass market, it's the luxury market. And worldwide, we are doing quite well. We have countries like China, United States, Australia, and so on that we are performing quite good. And Czech Republic, it's a country that is starting to grow, where the luxury that we see, it's now you can see more luxury, you can say, on the cars, on the bags, on some flagship stores that you can see in Prague. And we are on the first wave of this luxury always, because the luxury always, first thing, it's what you see and what you can show. And then the appliances, it's something that you cannot show to so many people, so it comes in the second stage.
Because it's in your home, right?
Yes, it's in our home.
It's not like the car.
Yeah, it's not like the car. But also it's important to say that we are not only about luxury, because to build something that is luxury, it's one thing. To build something that you can cook like a chef at home, that has the principles of the professional kitchen, because one of the main visions in the 60s, it was to create appliances that can be used in the professional kitchen or at home. And you have two regulations, one for home, one for professional, and we choose the home one, and the main target is to cook like a chef at your home. So together with that and the luxury, we can do something out of it.
Well, speaking of luxury, what makes Gaggenau unique in the world of high-end appliances?
It's mainly the several things, but let's say the exclusivity of our appliances, the craftsmanship, the materials that we use, also the performance of the appliances when regarding to cooking, the craftsmanship. It's very important for us. We have many parts of our ovens that are done by hand in a factory. So it's really important to have extraordinary products. Also being conscientious of the environment, of all the things that we have in our world today. So it's putting all together, it's really many things, but to inspire the people also with our products, because also you can do that things that you cannot do anywhere else or in other products.
Well, I personally know many men who are excellent chefs and excellent cooks, but well, let's face it, it's a female domain when it comes to cooking at home. Who are your customers? Are they mostly men or women?
So let's say when I'm at home, I'm the only one that cooks, because
so you're the one who cooks.
Yeah,
okay,
every time. No, this is also changing. Many men and women cook. They like to get together and cook at the same time. So it's a good thing. But our target, it's quite easy to, or let's say quite difficult to, not easy, difficult to say, because mainly it's a joint decision from the couple to buy the appliances. And this is when we are talking about private homes or so on. Then we have other kind of clients, of course, that is the developers and so on, that is for the building business and all of this. But usually buy like this, it's very emotional from one side, but usually it's together decision to buy our appliances.
You already mentioned that you travel a lot. So when was the last time you actually used one of your ovens when you cook at home?
Like 2 weeks ago. No, no. This weekend I have used my combi microwave oven. I use it at home. Yes.
So
last weekend.
What was the meal?
So it was filet de pork. So it's a filet mignon of pork done in the oven. It was my last meal because as I'm traveling and moving a lot, I try to do things that takes more time that I can put in the refrigerator for a next meal or so on. So yeah.
So it's still waiting there for you.
No.
You ate it all.
Yes, already. Because this week I have been 2 times at home. So
excellent.
2 days.
Well, could you describe your journey into product management and global markets? Like, was there some moment that led you to this field?
So, all my life I've worked in the appliances world, let's say. Since very young, I started in Portugal. And then it was one time that it was the opportunity to join BSH for the brand Gaggenau in Portugal. And I have to say that I'm very lucky. For the last 18 years, I only have been working with Gaggenau, not the other brands of the group like Bosch or Siemens. So I'm lucky on this part. And I entered to a project in Portugal to build up the Gaggenau brand in Portugal. So I was responsible for the brand in Portugal during 5 years, and a brand that was mostly unknown in Portugal, or very few people knew it. We brought it really into the luxury world and really to be a brand that is recognized in Portugal as the luxury brand. After that, I was lucky that a person inside BSH invited me to become the Global Training Manager of Gaggenau. So I moved from Portugal to Lipsheim, that it's near Strasbourg. I was living in Strasbourg, but the factory where we do most, or like 80% of the products of cavity that we have in our portfolio, it's in Lipsheim. So I moved there. We opened at that time the brand center of Gaggenau that is in the factory to also to do factory tours and things like that are really important for this market. And I have been 9 years there and really near to the factory, to the product, giving my knowledge to other people, also learning from the other people and so on. It was really, really exciting experience. And 3 years and a half ago, more or less, I moved to Munich to this position. And I think all my experience gave me a background that makes my life easier today. I'm still learning. I like a lot to learn, also with chefs. I can give you one example. When I was a global training manager, I took some holidays and I went to work in a restaurant that the executive chef, it's a friend of mine, Marc Eberlin, in Strasbourg, and I took 1 week and a half of holidays to work in the kitchen like an apprentice. Mm-hmm. Really to understand what is behind the professional kitchen and so on, because one of my passion is cooking from one side, and the other side it was to learn how we can really transmit this feeling of being a chef at home. Mm-hmm. So all these experiences gave me a very good background to arrive where I am today. And it's still more things to come.
Are there any Michelin star chefs that are using your appliances? Many chefs
around the world. Usually they use our appliances in the so-called atelier that they have. It's where they prepare all the dishes to then put in the restaurant. So they have like a lab where they prepare everything, they test, they do everything. And many of these chefs do it in their homes or in their atelier, and the Gaggenau products are the most similar of what they have in the restaurants. So the precision of the Gaggenau appliance can give the same precision of the appliance in the restaurant, and like that, it's only say, okay, we have 77 degrees for this dish for 5 minutes, then change to 100 and all of these, and they can really replicate it in the restaurants.
Can you name some of the chefs that are using Gaggenau?
So we have several chefs using Gaggenau. Even, for instance, Daniel Ham, he has done a restaurant, a 1683 restaurant in the United States that it was only for 3 days. Marc Eberlin, Henrique Sapso in Portugal, and we have some others around the world that are using the Gaggenau appliances.
Now, I want to know, in your role, you're at the intersection of product development and market needs. How do you identify the emerging market trends and translate them into strategies and real product development?
So the emerging markets, China, for us, it's still space to grow, but it's more a mature market already for us. But we have some other markets like India, Japan. Even it's an emerging market. It's something that we don't have a penetration very big there, but we want to have. India, countries like Vietnam that are really in the luxury growing a lot, the Middle East and so on. All these countries are really important for us, for our growth, and we are working with them. And it's where the more rich people, let's say, are growing. We will have average of 30% of growth between today and 2030 of rich people in the world, or high net worth individuals. And these mainly will be done by these emerging markets. So in India, you can say that in 2030 we will have the double of the rich people that we have today.
Well, with the fast pace of technological change, how do you make sure that your products are still competitive and future-proof?
So we have done now a big change on the cavity with this new software and this new approach how to interact with the oven and the user interface that we are doing, that allows us to do further updates and really in the future to include new features that can happen in the market. So we are already thinking about things like camera inside the oven, the help with artificial intelligence, and all these things are always in our scope. And I can say to you, we just launched the oven this year, and we are already starting the project for the life cycle of the oven that will be in 3-4 years. So it's a constant innovation process for our ovens.
And what is your perspective on the market needs, and how do they come in? Is it like constant pace, or are there any waves that are being trends more important than others?
So we don't follow so much the trends in Gaggenau. We think more about creating the trends, and I can give you one example in terms of image of the brand. We, until last year, we got one thing that all our kitchens, all our pictures for advertisement, for magazines and so on, even the videos, everything was too dark, only black and white and so on. Last year we changed this because we were seeing a seamless of difference in the world of the appliances, mainly the luxury, because all the other brands start to have only black and white and like this. So what we have done, it was quite simple. We changed, we studied, and we start with some colors. Even we change our logo because the details are really important. Maybe you cannot see the change on our logo, but we change by some micros, the G's and the N and the A and so on. So really to be accurate. And in terms of product, what we are doing constantly, we are doing the communication with our end users, with interviews, user experience, getting the feedback from them. It's really important for us to know what our clients want. Only with that we can be successful. If you do by your own, it's very difficult.
Well, Gaggenau is active across many continents and markets, as you mentioned. What are some of the most significant cultural, regulatory, or economic considerations that you face when you are launching a new thing or a new product in the world?
So let's start maybe with China. With China, we have some challenges. Let's say that the regulations there are different, but somehow our products adapt very well to the Chinese culture, mainly because of the steam that we were the pioneers on the steam oven and combi steam oven. So that is a thing that the Chinese cooking habits use a lot. Also the teppanyaki for Asia, also the wok that we have, it's really specific for that kind of countries. And we adapt quite well. We are lucky being in a bigger organization that in terms of all these regulations and so on, gives our life easier because they know everything. But then you have the other part like US. US, you need to do a completely different product in terms of technology because the electricity is different, the regulations are different and so on. So this is a challenge that we have. Also, the American market, it's quite difficult, even if the people want the European products, it's quite difficult because their dimensions are completely different.
Bigger.
Not only bigger. You see, 24 inches, it's not our 60 centimeters. It's more or less our 60 centimeters. So sometimes we have these challenges. That's why also we have a bigger oven that is 76 centimeters, that is the 30-inch. And this oven for Europe, now it's adapted because the kitchen manufacturers, we have this oven, they adapted their cabinets to it in Europe, and we are selling a lot of this oven. But it's something that also we create only for the United States. Our cooling products, if we talk about our cooling products, the main or the core cooling products, they all have American measurements.
Are there different needs when it comes to design?
Yes, there is. We as a luxury brand intend not to change anything on our design. We want to be global and to have the same product all over the world. Only the technical changes needed. But there is in US we see lots of people that they don't want to buy our ovens because until some time ago the two knobs were too small. They want a bigger knobs. So there is some constraints about it. We are trying to fix, but we don't want to change our DNA, our identity, and the design of our products. It's very, very important because every time you go to a kitchen, you don't need to see that the Gaggenau it's written anywhere. You already see that is a Gaggenau product.
Maybe to wrap it up, what do you see as the biggest challenges and maybe threats to not only your business but in general products, and especially when it comes to home appliances in upcoming, let's say, 3 to 5 years?
The biggest challenge is we are facing a time where many in the big cities, the houses are smaller and smaller. So we will start to need more modularity in our appliances. Our appliances, sometimes they are too big. It's okay for the country houses and for the big homes and so on. But also we have a very good market that is the metropolitan market that it really needs our attention. And that is a challenge, how to fit and to have all the same extraordinary features in smaller spaces. The kitchen have opened to the living room many years ago. You can see that now living room and kitchen in many places is the same. But even that, there is space to improve. There is space to improve about the ventilation, to have more invisible ventilation of this room, to have invisible cooktops like we have done with the essential induction. There is lots of space to improve on that area. It will be a really big challenge to improve there, but we are working on this. And also the markets, the biggest challenge is to be in the emerging markets with their regulations that are very, very protective. For instance, in India, it's really difficult to enter this market because of the regulations. You have to have factories there. You have it's really, really difficult, and these markets are the future. And in terms of competition, we have to be aware that there are many competition out there and new brands also emerging that want to reach the luxury status. And that is a threat that we have to think about it and to take care about it. So that's why we want to be a step ahead of everyone.
Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out. Well,
we are trying.
Yeah.
We are trying.
Thank you, Ricardo, for coming to Rohan Design District and for this podcast, and wish you the very best.
Thank you very much for having me here, and I hope that this helps a little bit to understand better Gaggenau. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A vy, milí posluchači, pokud jste doposlouchali až sem a bavilo vás to s námi, dejte tlačítko odebírat na YouTube nebo Spotify. A samozřejmě číst můžete náš pravidelný týdenní newsletter, ke kterému se snadno přihlásíte na webu archizum.cz.